Good morning. Welcome in. Our baseball discussion today is brought to you by the Armory, Lake Harbor in Ridgeland, right in front of Kroger for all your firearms, optics, and suppressors. The Armory, Lake Harbor in Ridgeland, in front of Kroger. Firearms, optics, suppressors. Beautiful, beautiful store and shop. It's an old bank building. Well, it's not old, but it was a bank building. And it's a white brick building right in front of Kroger, Lake Harbor, the Armory. Bowbound, straight funk. Jackson's coming off a heater. He won a 6-leg parlay in ping pong that was played in the Czech Republic over the last night or yesterday. So he's on a heater. We'll be interested to see how his weekend goes, and we'll recap his sports betting too. Ed Werder was on. The feedback's been amazing. That's on spot. It's on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Jackson knows this. I worked a long time to get Ed Werder on the show.
Oh, yeah.
And finally broke through. Thank God DB out of Miami found his number. And I may have hammered him with text until he finally said uncle. And but now he's in. He's going to join us every other week. Ed Werder is going to join us every other week on the show. I mean, one of the biggest NFL, ESPN guys, most talented, award-winning. Oh, man. Been covering the Cowboys, the tie to Dak, but also just a lot of you are Cowboys fans or you hate the Cowboys, which works for me either way. And then proximity, American Airlines 50-minute flight, or you can drive over on a weekend, which many of you either stream the show or hit the podcast from Dallas-Fort Worth, and or you go over and see your kids or friends or work there. So the Dallas tie, just like the New Orleans tie, is very good. It's been really good to us. We also landed Vallejo Tequila, and this Rob Report article about Dak Prescott getting into the tequila business. We're super, super excited to have Vallejo, Volteo, Vallejo Super Premium Tequila on the show. There's a bottle of the Reposado on the set right now. If you're watching on YouTube, you can search Out of Bounds Sports. And Dak was part of designing the bottle. That's why you see kind of the grooves in it that looks like a football. But it's a beautiful, beautiful bottle. Last weekend, me and a couple of buddies had some Vallejo Reposado Old Fashions, and they were just absolutely delicious. 100% additive free. 100% blue agave. It's going to do very well in this market in the state of Mississippi. We're excited to be a part of that. But we had been tracking Ed Werder with ESPN and you know, NFL Insider for a long time. So excited that we had him on. That interview's on Spotify or Apple Podcast. Search Out of Bounds with Bo Bounds, or it's on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. Now, let's get into Andruw Jones, because Jackson, this piqued his interest, mine too. I grew up on the Braves like a lot of you. I grew up on, we've had Dale Murphy on the show several times. We've had John Smoltz. We've had Chipper Jones, and that's been really, really cool. And Andruw Jones did not make the Hall of Fame. There's only 4 players with 400-plus home runs and 10-plus Golden Gloves in the history of Major League Baseball. Only 4. 4. Think about that. Think about that. Exclusivity, VIP, rarefied air, holy smokes. Okay? Ken Griffey Jr., Willie Mays, maybe the best player ever. Mike Schmidt, best third baseman ever.
Oh, I had a shot.
Maybe. Andruw Jones. Huh. So let me go over that again. Players with 400-plus home runs and 10-plus Gold Gloves in Major League Baseball history, not in his era. Ken Griffey Jr., Willie Mays, Mike Schmidt, Andruw Jones. Andruw Jones was not voted into the Hall of Fame this week. Chipper Jones is irate. He made a great point. If he plays for the New York Yankees, and I think you can say L.A. Dodgers.
Yeah. Red Sox.
Red Sox, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yep.
The Blue Bloods are the Blue Bloods. That's not how it should be. Yeah.
What did you say? He was top what in WAR?
Top 15. He was 14th in WAR.
Overall ever.
Yeah, Mickey Mantle's 1. Ricky Henderson's 11. A-Rod's 2 or 3. And Andruw Jones was 14th in WAR. All time. Because Mickey Mantle's 1.
You get the feel that top 25 WAR should all be in.
Right. So he's in the top 15 in WAR, and then we just referenced that he's hit 400-plus homers and 10-plus gold gloves, and that's just Ken Griffey Jr., Willie Mays, Mike Schmidt, and Andruw freaking Jones. He should have been first ballot.
First ballot.
Yeah. Chipper's right on Twitter. He should have been first ballot. We shouldn't be going through this. I'd like to get your thoughts. I'd really like to hear from you on this. On the Mac Hike Auto Group text line, 601-885-3776. I mean, look, y'all, again, I'm biased. I think Dale Murphy should be in. Look at his numbers compared to some of the people they've allowed in. I mean, Murph was unreal. Just because he wasn't on good, they had that one good team. Just because, that's not what this is. This isn't how many good teams were you on. Although Andruw was on more good teams than Dale. Okay.
Yeah.
But, you're talking about a 2-time MVP, too.
What is it?
But y'all could,
the reasoning.
Well, there is none. They can't justify what they did. The Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Our MLB Hall of Fame discussion today is brought to you by the Gyros at Aplos and the Renaissance and the Gyros at Aplos and Highland Village. Grab a to-go order or dine in today. Enjoy a Stella Artois.
It's a shame.
It is a shame. It is a shame.
Yeah, what else could he have done? There's nothing else he could have done.
I don't know. He was unbelievable at the plate and he was unbelievable in the field.
He really,
so I don't like what criteria are we? What is the mindset where I'm a voter and I say he's not worthy? There is none.
No.
You can't make the case. You can't make the argument. On some of these guys, you can. I recognize that.
Hall of Good.
There are guys that are right there that could go either way. I recognize that. I'm with you.
That ain't
Andruw Jones is not one of them. We just had Jay Powell and Jeff Brantley on. I bet both of them would say, lock it up. Huh? Yeah, they did. Well, I don't know. Jay, maybe. I don't think Brantley. But he knows, Brantley's called the Reds games all during the time that Andruw Jones was playing for the Braves. So Jeff Brantley's going to be able to say, dude, this guy's amazing. So Steve Palazzolo is coming up next. He had the NFL podcast of the year last year in 2024. Steve Palazzolo on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest on. Y'all want to talk some football? What are y'all cooking and sipping on Sunday? Could be a hell of a Sunday in the NFL. Oh, man. Let's go.
We ain't going nowhere.
No.
We ain't going nowhere.
Let's go. Out of bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. We're live in the Bank Plus studio, and the show is driven by your next Ford Explorer at Mack Hike Ford, I-55 North in Jackson. It's a football Friday.
Go Hogs. Yes, sir.
But before we get to that, even though we've got NFL insider Steve Palazzolo on the show, he had the number one NFL podcast last year, and we've got a huge weekend, and we've got plenty of time to get to that as far as Commanders and Eagles and Bills and Chiefs. Steve Palazzolo, his show Check the Mic, joining us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line, and we are ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Steve Palazzolo, didn't you make it to AAA in the San Francisco Giants organization?
I did, and 2 times sitting in the Major League bullpen during spring training. Pretty big time.
Okay,
Giants.
That is big time, actually. And so the Hall of Fame voting came down this week, and Chipper Jones is irate. I'm mad as hell. So here's what played out. Ichiro got in 99%, 99.7. CC Sabathia, 86.8% of the vote. Billy Wagner, 82.5. Great. I'm all for that. You have to receive 75% of the vote. Andruw Jones got 66.2% of the vote. And so he's one of 4 players in Major League Baseball history with over 400 home runs and 10 gold gloves to go along with Ken Griffey Jr., Willie Mays, and Mike Schmidt. What is your reaction to Andruw Jones not getting in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, my best friend, one of my best friends, diehard Braves fan growing up, he's livid. Andrew was, Chipper was his favorite. It's probably him and Andruw Jones, his 2 favorites. Maybe a little Javi Lopez in there.
Ooh.
From the mid-'90s and beyond. And he's livid. He is very upset. And I think we forget. I think we forget how good he was defensively, and forget how shallow he played and took away everything and was a part of those great pitching staffs. But he was the guy patrolling center field in the late '90s, early 2000s, was outstanding. So yeah, I think we're sleeping on Andruw Jones, unfortunately.
Golly. I don't. Where do you sit as for someone that made AAA Giants? Where do you stand as far? There's a lot of guys that are already in that took PEDs, and then there's guys creeping up that look like they're getting some favoritism, that they're trending the right way, and then some guys are just never gonna get in, or maybe it'll be later on some kind of veterans committee. I don't know. But as someone who made it AAA San Francisco Giants, where do you stand on the PD deal and guys getting in or not getting in, Steve?
I think you have to put those guys in. It's crazy, looking at the ballot that A-Rod and Manny and we know Bonds, obviously, Clemens, that those guys are not getting proper votes. Like, just put them in. Just put them in. You could tell whatever story you want, and they cheated, and they're probably in without steroids, and they're just superhuman with. But man, just put them in, because then you have to create a moral clause for everybody, and it's like, oh, well, where are your morals? Where are your morals? Your morals are better than your morals, and it's like, we want the sports writers making this call, so come on, just put those guys in and figure out how to tell the story that, hey, there was some jacked up dudes pitching, hitting. It looked like a whole bunch of cyborgs playing against each other for a while. It was entertaining, but it certainly affected things. So I would put them all in.
Did you know, was it easy to spot a guy that was on PEDs? Like, you and your buddies be like, dude, that guy's on it. I know
caught the tail end of it, though. I mean, by the time I signed, they had just had the congressional hearings and everything, so they were starting to really crack down on things. But there was definitely there was one guy who showed up to spring training, and he was super fast, but he just looked inflated. He was like 40 pounds of muscle added in the off season, and it was like, all right, something. He did something this off season. I don't know what, but something went down there.
Were you ever offered PEDs?
No, I mean, we used to sit in the bullpen and think about it, back in college and say, should we do steroids, and what should we do, and what would you take? I was never offered, certainly not offered. It crossed my mind. I never actually made like a legitimate, real hard decision to try it. Was never close to it, I should say. I was actually weird the other way. They only gave you a few substances that you could take that were allowed. Like, here's the company that's paying the money that, these are, if you take this, you can't test positive. I said, okay, I'm sticking to that list. I'm just going to stick to those, the protein and creatine supplements that they suggest, and that's it. And it worked well. I mean, I got stronger, threw harder and everything. So I tried to do it as cleanly as possible. I was scared to take anything that wasn't on the MLB approved list.
Okay. All right, Steve Palazzolo, NFL insider on the Out of Bounds show, also AAA San Francisco Giants in his career. Okay, are you all right? One more though, because we still got plenty of time. Barry Bonds, are you a big fan of his? I mean, I know you played for the Giants. Or how do you see Barry Bonds? Are you a big fan of Barry?
He was one of those guys. I think he was more of a villain to me as like a child growing up, and I respect Ken Griffey Jr., but I didn't love Ken Griffey growing up. I liked other players, so but as they got older, I was like, man, those are the guys I respect unbelievably. I can't believe how good Barry Bonds was. I know the steroid thing. I know what he was on was ridiculous, but the guy used to see like 10 strikes a week and hit 4 of them out. I mean, it was insane what he actually did. So yeah, he was unbelievable. The stretches of baseball that he played were unlike anything else we saw. And kind of a fan of Barry Bonds after all this, despite all the cheating.
Who was your favorite player growing up, or maybe one or two or three? Who were your favorite? Who was your favorite player or players when you were growing up as like elementary school and junior high and so on?
First favorite player was George Brett. Loved watching Brett in Kansas City. And then I grew up in Boston, so I liked watching Wade Boggs. Used to love watching Wade Boggs. Pepper, the monster, with doubles. Yeah. And then I became a mid-'90s Rangers fan. And so Juan Gonzalez, Pudge Rodriguez, and that whole crew, Palmeiro, Clark, those guys rotating in and out. I was a mid-'90s Rangers fan, so I liked all those teams when they started to win some divisions in the West.
I need to let you know, because I am biased as a Mississippi State alum, it hurts me that Raffy, I believe that Raffy should be in with his insane numbers too. And he's a super good guy. But I don't know how. I think
his numbers, absolutely. And then, Will Clark kind of tapered off, right?
But he's close, he's kind of in that. Yeah. Will's kind of in that Dale Murphy space, Steve, where he was really good and then tapered off. But I can make a strong argument for it. But I guess I understand both ways. How do you see it with Will?
Yeah, Will was funny because I think he aged the way that most players were supposed to that didn't do the steroids, right?
Right.
He just became a 10 to 15 home run, high average type of guy, while Palmeiro became, kind of superhuman. I'm going to hit 40 every year type of guy, right? So I think that's the problem with Will Clark is he's being compared to all these other heavy-hitting first basemen, Jim Thome and Frank Thomas and Palmeiro in that era. And Clark was just like a Mark Grace type, we're going to hit for some average, get on base. But it wasn't as flashy in the mid-'90s by the time, by the time he's in like year 10, 11, 12 of his career.
Yeah. All right. I enjoyed that. You crushed it, man.
That's what we're here for.
Steve Palazzolo, his show is Check the Mic. He joins us and it's a football show. Although they may talk a little baseball every now and then. I don't know. But he joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. This is big Braves country, so we had to hit that. And we've had Dale Murphy on the show and John Smoltz and Chipper and so on. So Jay Powell played for the Braves. So I had to go over that with you because our listeners on the text line are ticked over the Andruw Jones thing. All right, let's go. Oh, Josh Allen. Let's start with Josh Allen, my man. Phenomenal football player. Just a amazing quarterback and talent. Boy, people are putting it all on him this weekend, basically saying, my God, he'll be like the biggest loser ever if they don't win. I'm sitting there going, I mean, he's facing the giants of Mahomes, Reed, and Spagnuolo.
Yeah.
It's a tall task, Steve Palazzolo. How did the Bills find a way to get through Kansas City this weekend?
It's obviously such a fascinating matchup, and it's ironic. I think this is the year that Josh Allen's had to do less, and I know it's been his cleanest MVP case and all that, but really there's fewer games this year where the Bills are just like, hey, Josh, go be the superhuman guy and carry the team. They have different ways to win. They can run the ball far more effectively now. They can run the ball inside, run the ball outside. They can throw the ball short and create after the catch with Khalil Shakir and Curtis Samuel, Dalton Kincaid. So it's a better, more well-rounded offense than Josh Allen's ever had. And all that said is, yeah, it's going to be tough to forget some of those one-off plays. Last year, remember, he had not game-winning, we'll say go-ahead touchdown with about a minute left, whatever it was. Go-ahead touchdown opportunity, left tackle gets bull rushed into his lap, kind of hits his leg, pass misses. Those are the one-offs that I think that you have to hit on this year, right? Those one-off plays, those third and longs where Spags is going to come after you with this insane blitz, and you have to beat it. You have to have answers for it. So I think there is a lot on Josh Allen's plate in this game in key situations, but the Bills are also most equipped to win in other ways and let other people succeed and contribute to the win, basically. But I think it'll come down to key third down runs from Josh Allen, key fourth down runs, just like the first matchup, and key third down conversions. And so if he can make those plays, yeah, he can change the legacy. But yeah, if you lose again, it's an easy talking point. Hey, you're a great quarterback. We just can't beat Mahomes, Reed, and Spags, as you mentioned.
And people forget Spags is either the best the last 25 years or in the top 3 defensive coordinator. He was a driving force in the Giants winning 2 Super Bowls and has been one of the big driving forces that we don't talk about in the Chiefs winning a Super Bowl. So you expect the Chiefs to win on Sunday, right?
No, I picked the Bills. It's a close matchup. I think I've been on the Bills this year for being different. Different than they've been. They won the first matchup. I know that doesn't matter, again, because they keep winning the regular season and losing in the playoffs. I'll tell you what's interesting is neither team turns the ball over. The Chiefs are so good at just taking care of the ball and not making mistakes. And so how do you predict that? Like, hey, the team that just can't make mistakes against the Chiefs can finally pull that upset. I think the Bills are capable, but they got to play clean football all the way through. But I think they're capable, so I'll go and pick the Bills and kind of rooting for that fun storyline. Bills win the Super Bowl.
I am too. Kent Hull played for the Bills, another guy that should be in the Hall of Fame, and it's absolutely ridiculous. 12 years with the Bills was Jim Kelly's center, was awesome. What's sad is if they win one of those Super Bowls, much less 2, he's probably in. He passed away several years ago, but he played at Mississippi State, and he should be in the Hall of Fame. Steve Palazzolo, Check the Mic is the show. You can find it everywhere. He joins us on the Out of Bounds show, brought to you by Stella Artois, and some really good jambalaya or gumbo this weekend as you watch the games. Okay, let's go to Commanders-Eagles. Jalen Hurts may not be quite 100%, but we've always talked about how it's amazing what they can do in 7 days with these players as far as therapy and everything else that they do. So what have you heard on Hurts, and who do you like and why?
Yeah, I think the leg will affect him a little bit. And remember, he had a 44-yard run to kick things off last week. His ability to keep it, and that opens things up for Saquon Barkley. It's not just the line. It's not just Saquon's ability. Jalen Hurts' running ability does open things up. We know the push is a huge part of the offense. I think that'll be fine. But then there's also, Hurts doesn't always throw the ball in rhythm. And so if he's not throwing the ball in rhythm, he's buying time, avoiding sacks. It is big if he's a sitting duck back there. So I think it won't be as bad as last week where he got sacked 7 times, but I think his mobility will be something to keep an eye on because it does open up other things. It allows Washington maybe to stack the box against Saquon Barkley and take away some of those explosive runs. I would also be interested to see if Hurts just plays within rhythm a little bit better, is forced to just make quick reads, get rid of the ball, get the ball to A.J. Brown, get the ball to Devontae Smith, because they can win that way as well, right? The same thing I said about the Bills. The Eagles have multiple ways to win. It's what makes them so dangerous. Good offensive line, Saquon's ability to take it to the house, A.J. Brown's ability to take over a game. So got to spread the ball around and just take what Washington is giving you, whether it is pass game, run game, or QB run if Hurts can move. But I think it'll hinder him a little bit, but I think there's also enough other options for Philadelphia to move the ball.
Okay. Jaden Daniels, man. I mean, is he just going to be a star forever? How do you see this? Like, he'll never go backwards. This guy will just play. Is he the next? I know they're different stylistically, but, like, is he the next one? We've had Mahomes. Is Jaden Daniels the next one, in your opinion, in the NFL?
I mean, probably, but let's also remember how many times we've done this with rookies.
Right.
And this might be the best. I mean, even just last year, we're like, man, C.J. Stroud's the next guy, right? C.J. Stroud, they didn't have a great line coming in. They didn't have great playmakers coming in. He elevated the offense, made it to the final 8. And C.J. Stroud's the guy. And he regressed this year, right? For various reasons. Offensive line, maybe play calling from my friend, everything. So, like, let's just be a little cautious. And the one thing I do caution people is, like, players don't, you know, my friends, the kids, we like to play Madden, you know, growing up. And in Madden, everybody gets better every year. And when you play franchise mode, it's like this guy got 3 points better. He got 4 points better. He got 3 points better. And they get better every year. But that's not really reality in the NFL. Now, all that said, Jaden Daniels is awesome, right? He can win in every way. He can run the ball, design games, scrambles. I've been so impressed with just how he's handled the blitz. Everybody talks about his cool, calm demeanor. It's so true. I mean, Detroit's blitzing him like crazy. He's just making good decisions, getting the ball out of his hands. He's doing everything he's got to do. And so, yeah, the other element of it, like, didn't Jaden Daniels, even with Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr., didn't he just look like the best player on the field at LSU in every SEC game? He was going against Bama.
Yes. Yes.
We're overwhelmed as a team. We're not as good as these teams we're playing. Defense is awful. I got 2 great receivers, but, like, I'm the best player on the field, Jaden Daniels, right? And so that, to me, that does carry some weight. I think that's what you're seeing this year is there's times he could just take over and they could design the run game around him, whatever it might be. And he's been special, so I don't want to take anything away from him, but we've anointed somewhat Jordan Love after last year, maybe C.J. Stroud. Like, let's just let him see it. The league gets an opportunity to adjust to Jaden Daniels, and then he has to adjust back, and that's where you start to see superstars born, is when they start to really adjust their game to what the league's throwing at them and continue to have that success.
Steve Palazzolo on the Out of Bounds Show. Are you fired up about Sunday in the games?
Oh, yeah, I love it. 2 Island games for the Super Bowl. I'll be in New Orleans in a couple weeks, you know, covering it for the week. So, yeah, I'm fired up. I love this time. I'm going to the Senior Bowl next week. It's exciting times here.
Oh, you're going to Mobile. You're coming. Dude.
I am, yeah.
You'll get some great food. You want me to send you some spots? Go ahead.
Yeah, send me some spots. I ate a lot of oysters last year.
Yes. Good call.
Send me all the oyster spots. I just want oysters and barbecue because they had a couple barbecue spots that were solid, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah. And whatever else you have. Yeah, send me the spots. I got a few days down there.
Okay. I'll be in New Orleans the week of the Super Bowl, Wednesday and Thursday night. I'll send you some spots there. You may not need them just because everybody goes through and has their places. But we were in New Orleans in December and smashed some wonderful oysters at several different restaurants. Yeah. You're going to have a great time in Mobile. And then
that's my plan. Hundreds of oysters over the next 2 weeks. That's what I'm looking for here.
I love it. All right, bud. Real quick, just in 30 seconds, what is your takeaway on the Dallas Cowboys head coaching search?
I have friends involved in some of the names, some colleagues involved with some of the names who could be the head coach. But here's how I describe it: they're ordering off a different menu. So everyone else has their list of coaching candidates, a certain menu of coaches, and the Cowboys have their own special menu that they're ordering off of. Different list of coaches. How's that? They're going vegan. They're going vegan at the steakhouse.
Oh, that's all you need to say. Have a great weekend. we'll figure out your week next week if you can jump on being down in Mobile. I'm going to be traveling. I'm not going to be able to make it to Mobile. I am going to New Orleans on Friday and then back that next weekend, not that next week for Wednesday, Thursday. But we'll talk soon. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. All right?
All right. Sounds good. Enjoy the football.
See you, buddy. Steve Palazzolo, San Francisco Giants, AAA, NFL Podcast of the Year last year. And his show is Check the Mic, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Those guys are wild, and they do a great job. He joined us on the Farm Bureau Insurance Guest Line. Bundle your auto and home and save with your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. As Jake Mangum tells us, go local. Go with the home team. Farm Bureau Insurance. ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Jackson Meadows is on a heater. How you doing, man?
Oh.
You doing all right?
Yeah, after that, I'm probably going to continue.
Well, you won a 6-team parlay in ping pong last night in the Czech Republic.
Just buckets, just easy buckets.
All right, you've told me now twice during the break that you may have a model betting both tennis and ping pong.
That's correct.
You've bet tennis both here and all over the world.
That's
At one point, you were betting women's tennis in the Philippines
That's
when
right.
you were with me. All right, you feel like you may have a model that you can actually, as you said, live a good life.
You know, I don't know many people that handicap ping pong,
Right?
but I could do it.
You know, I loved ping pong growing up.
It's one of my favorite.
We lived in Bellhaven, and we had this awesome deck, and my dad bought us a ping pong table, and I played that thing for hours. Loved ping pong. Like tennis a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you, when C-Spire had us up to the Memphis tournament, I didn't know how awesome it was going to, you're just driving up, you've got to do a couple of shows, you're focused. And when I got into the Memphis Tennis Club or whatever they call it, Jackson. I mean, they had Sharapova and Roddick and others that went through there. And let me just tell you, when you're in the first few, there's not a bad seat in that place.
Right.
It's serious.
Oh, yeah.
They're unbelievable athletes. And I love tennis. I played a lot of it with friends growing up. And Wendy and I played for a while, and we decided that we got to play this when the sun comes out this spring. She grew up playing because it's just a great game. And we don't have anything else to do. Now that the kids are in college and I'm an empty nester. And Wendy's, people ask me, she's hanging in there. She's doing well. It's good. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. Hour number 3 coming up.
Say, kids, what time is it?
It's 9 a.m., and this ain't okay show. It's the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds.
On aboard!
As Mississippi's #1 morning show rolls on the Zone 105.9 and online at thezone1059.com.
Good morning. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We're rolling. I think we are. Jackson, are we? Just lost my sheet of paper. There it is. Cool. There it is. Live in the Bank Plus studio, Bo Bounds, straight funk. He's on a heater. He's going to continue to bet ping pong over the weekend in the Czech Republic, and we'll let you know how that goes on Monday. He won a 6-team parlay in ping pong overnight, and he feels like he's on a heater. We're streaming live on the Out of Bounds radio app.
Well, I'm not going to lie, I'm drunk.
And do you feel like you're on a heater, or do you feel like you're going towards being on a heater?
I think anytime you hit a 6-gamer, you're starting off where you need to be.
Yeah, you're on a heater.
We're going to start that. We're going to parlay that into another parlay, and then we'll parlay those parlays into this
compound interest.
Yeah, just compound interest at this point.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go shopping at Costco, enter this little contest, and win $1,000.
All right, I want to talk about that in just a second. We're gonna spin the prize wheel at 9:15. If you want to win, you're gonna enter to possibly win. I've got this Ole Miss bag cooler over here too, which is really nice. But we'll give you merch and swag and gift certificates if it lands on it. We pick you. But to enter, you've got to go to YouTube and search Out of Bounds Sports and comment while I'm doing the prize wheel at 9:15. YouTube, the channel is Out of Bounds Sports. That's at 9:15. We'll spin the Tito's prize wheel, okay? Meadows is on a heater. He's pulling for the Commanders and Bills. I'm pulling for the Bills, and I don't really know what direction I'm going on the other game. I feel like Philly will win, but I do love what Jaden Daniels has done, and I like Dan Quinn. I haven't decided yet. All right. Buffalo Bills, though. I'm tired of the Chiefs.
Yes.
I like Rob J.
Yeah.
I'm glad they won. I don't want the Chiefs to win again. I want Bills. I don't know. Steve Palazzolo feels like they can get through. I don't think they can, but I will be pulling for the Bills. I don't think that they can overcome Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo, and Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones, but we will see if the Bills can do it. One, I like them. Two, they haven't been. They haven't won it, excuse me. And three, they have amazing uniforms. And four, Kent Hull played there, who is a legend and should be in Canton, Ohio in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Now, this hour of the show is brought to you by Elijah Craig Bourbon. It's won double gold 3 times, Jackson Meadows. It's won double gold 3 times. Elijah Craig, small batch bourbon, award-winning bourbon that started it all. Their signature small batch owes it to its distinctive warm spice and subtle smoke flavor to level 3 charred oak barrels, a favorite of bourbon connoisseurs and casual whiskey fans alike. Elijah Craig Bourbon has won double gold 3 times. Good morning. Welcome in. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone ESPN. What were we going to hit? Oh, tell me about Costco. What's happening? Because people are getting all into food and beverage on Sunday for the NFC and AFC championship game, and they'll be cooking and ordering food and all that. By the way, Martins and Livingston would be a great place to watch the game too. Tell me what you found from Costco, because you've been talking about the last 30 minutes that you're going to do this.
Yeah, they're paying someone $1,000 and a $500 Costco card to cover the cost of 20 Super Bowl party foods. It's called the Sideline Hustle.
That's perfect for you.
That's beautiful.
Because you're all about a hustle.
Sideline sampler side hustle is what the long name is. Sideline hustle.
What is it?
It's you have a variety of 20 different ones. So you got frozen pizzas.
Well, give
wings.
me 3 or 4 that really jumped out at you that you like your favorites.
Well, I mean, the wings.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna have to, because what you do is you take a picture of each item and then you rate it and write a brief description.
Okay. Are you gonna do this?
If they pick me, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'll go to Costco. I got a membership, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere.
You can find one.
Yeah, surely can find one. Yeah, because I mean, look. Well, first off, my palate is perfect for this.
Yeah, it is.
This is what I live on. Mini corn dogs, Rotel. Oh, I mean, anything's gonna be on there.
Right.
But I think that people need to know.
You still have
a
college diet.
Yeah.
Last night you said that you ate pizza and then you had 2 bowls of Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah. That's a good diet. I'll probably eat 2 more bowls of Fruity Pebbles before noon.
Really?
Yeah, I might.
They're terrible
They're
for you.
so good.
GMO, artificial flavoring. I mean, I don't even know what they're called. Diabetic doctors. I don't even know what that is. But you're a cardiologist, or maybe our listeners. What doctor specializes in diabetic people or patients? God, if you're in the state of Mississippi, you've got a hell of a practice, or Alabama, or Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee. Let's see what Mac Hike Auto Group text line 601-885-3776. What you got?
That's the pot stickers for me. That's what it is.
The pot stickers?
Yeah.
That's a food?
Yeah. Well, it's a dumpling. It's like a Chinese dumpling.
Man,
But, we fill them with all the different stuff here.
Wasabi has dumplings,
So
and
good.
so they've got an appetizer.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
Steamed dumplings.
Yeah.
Love
And
them.
you get a small sake with it and some miso.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
I know.
I love dumplings.
I know. What was the name of Blake's favorite Chinese place that we went to all the time? It's over on it's over by McBee's and Fertizzi's and Bulldog Burger and the Armory. It's it's right there on Ridgewood. Not quite to Lake Harbor. I don't know why I can't remember it. If somebody remembers, the text line is 601-885-3776. They have them too, speaking of. Yeah. So we need a little help with that. So this is a Costco
Super Bowl side hustle. Super Bowl sampler side hustle.
Okay.
Hey,
Super Bowl sampler side hustle. Are you going to do all? So you got to be picked.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I mean, I'm sure they'll have a flurry of people, but they give you a little line to tell them why you should be the one.
Okay.
I'll make it'll be a good case for me.
Yeah, you will. Okay. It's Ding Hao.
Ding Hao. It's a good spot, actually.
Yeah. He reintroduced it to me. Right? Wasn't it over by Chuck E. Cheese? I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, Blake and I would dive in there and eat lunch at least once.
I'm a real nice guy.
Do you believe that?
I'm a real nice guy.
Just his tone is kind of like this lady who was mad at the University of Texas chancellor. She's a Texas state senator, and when she was grilling him in some kind of hearings, how dry and B-word is this voice?
Maybe your fan base would rather lose to Alabama.
Ooh.
I love it.
And she had resting B face when she said it. I mean, it was Hall of Fame.
Maybe your fan base would rather lose to Alabama.
But don't ever forget this, Jackson Meadows.
I'll believe in Auburn and love it. War Eagle.
You just want to bathe in it. Just shower in it. Don't you?
I got to find the video of him saying that.
Yeah.
I want to see his face.
Yeah.
As far as Jimbo's contract, that $90 million contract, a hitman costs a lot less than that. Thank you, and have a great day, Paul.
Good Lord. What are we doing? We're on Twitter X at Bo Bounds. Brought to you by RPT and Rick's Pro Truck for your next spray and bedliner lift kit. right. Is that loud? Feels like it is, but that's all right. We are the Out of Bounds Show. Let's spin the Tito's Prize Wheel. Tito's Prize Wheel. We need you to go to YouTube if you want to enter to possibly win and search Out of Bounds Sports. I got to give away this Ole Miss bag cooler. I've got 2 more back there, so I may give away 2 just depending on what happens. But we've got stuff to Dancing Rabbit, bar swag, Tito's swag, Whiskey 61, and so on. Thanks to Alan who texted us. I was trying to remember the name of the Chinese restaurant on Ridgewood and Lake Harbor right there. It's Ding Hao. But we're going to give away, we're going to spin the Tito's. Ooh. Okay. The Tito's Prize Wheel, and it's got all kinds of fun stuff on it. But you got to watch the show and comment. Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. Yes, you're right. Chief Shooting Bull on the Mac Hike Auto Group text line just said, oh my gosh, I just heard the ghost of Blake Scott on Friday. My Friday just took a weird turn. How about this?
I'm a real nice guy.
Anybody believe that? Listen to the way he says it. How dry he is.
I'm a real nice guy. I'm a real nice guy.
There's one more on here that's that I got to find of him. But yeah, go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, and just say, hey, comment. You can talk about the show. I'm actually eating popcorn again, Jackson.
It's because it's healthy.
With hot sauce on it.
And it's even healthier.
So good.
Can you put them flakes on that popcorn? Red pepper flakes?
No.
No? You
just
tried
hot
it.
sauce.
Okay.
I did that earlier this week.
No, dude.
I did both.
I figured so.
I don't know what the hell's wrong with me.
Well,
Wendy thinks I've lost my mind.
But to a certain extent, you're almost, you're favoring a stoner at this point, with the
really?
mixing. They get to mixing and matching a lot of stuff.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, start all in the pot and hope for the best.
I wish I knew at your age about putting all the spices on food that like red pepper flakes and oregano and all these things. Because yesterday Wendy made these carrots and I just loaded them up with oregano.
Nice, yeah, that's the way to
it's
go.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's great.
I need all the help I can get.
Red pepper flakes.
I've now hit 50. So I wish I'd started doing it at 33.
Right.
So.
Well, Stromboli's put me on red pepper flakes 10 years ago.
Stromboli's in Starkville was awesome.
That's how,
God, we used to. Are you kidding me?
I don't know how much money I gave them, but I'd give it all back and I'd give it to them again.
I think somebody bought them or maybe is buying them and opening it back up. But I'll have to ask Robbie Koblenz. Robbie owns Luva Wine Bar and Dulce, the cool bagel breakfast shop. But he had they got clipped during COVID. That's too iconic of a place in Starkville.
Oh, yeah.
Stromboli's. Or open it up as something else, whatever, but something really good and local because it's just got that feel. All right. We're about to spin the prize wheel. We want you to go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. I redid the set this morning. I got 2 new Whiskey 61 hats on the set. I got the Key City. I switched up the helmets. I switched up the bobblehead dolls and the whole thing. So I think it looks good.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go. So go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. It's a live feed. Comment, and that's how you enter, and you can win. We've got bar swag, gift certificates, Ole Miss bag coolers, and so on. I got to get some Mississippi State. Here's one. This is a good one. Some of these things are loose. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Should I move this stuff out of the way?
Yeah, it's on you. It looks great how it is.
Oh, it does?
Yep.
All right.
That's perfect.
Is that good?
That's perfect.
Okay. All right, here we go.
See that thing spin.
Make sure it doesn't fall on. No, it's not. Go to YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports.
OOB prize pack.
All right, so here's what we're going to do for the OOB prize pack. We'll do a Whiskey 61 hat an out of bounds shirt, and then we'll throw in something from one of our spirit partners, like Elijah Craig or Tito's or something. Is that cool?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll make sure you get enough. I may have a few other things back there. Well, we do. We have a ton of stuff back there.
Yeah.
So we'll make a real nice out of bounds
care package of sorts.
Yeah. Prize pack.
Prize pack.
I like that. Prize pack. I need to write that down. It just doesn't come off the tongue for me. Like prize pack. Out of bounds prize pack. If you find somebody, Jackson, you can give them that. Go to YouTube.
Word.
Search Out of Bounds Sports. True Maroon on the text line. Spin for me a bottle. I don't know if he means a bottle of bourbon or
spin the bottle.
Like the game when you were little and you were wanting to kiss the girl?
I guess so. I cheated a lot at that game.
I bet you did.
I was a great cheater at that game.
I bet you were.
Manipulate the
Clinton,
odds.
Mississippi's finest.
Oh, man.
At cheating at spin the bottle.
Oh, no, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just held court from, I don't know, kindergarten on.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
I don't think there's any question.
No, I felt good about it.
Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, hit the live feed, comments in an hour. What you got? Okay.
I thought I shut the YouTube stream off for a second.
Oh, God, that'd have been bad.
That would have been bad. That would have been a bad call.
I'll tell you, Wendy is on, she doesn't drink liquor, but she's on Tito's espresso martini kick. So, it's cold, and I've gotten my bartending skills back, so I'll make one here and there at the house. It's awesome. And it is cold. It's great weather. Enjoy a Tito's espresso martini this weekend. Please drink responsibly. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. Spin that thing.
Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. That's our channel. YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. Would love for you to subscribe. Do you see what
y'all lifestyle swag?
Okay. All right, we've got plenty of that. You can have a hat and a goat shirt from, we've got the blue and white, which is some guy, number 10, wore that at Ole Miss.
Who's that?
We got the 15, maroon and white.
Talking about Jack Kelly?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking Eli, but yes. And then we'll throw in some more, maybe a tumbler or two, and we'll do a y'all lifestyle. We need to keep up with this. Out of Bounds is one. Y'all lifestyle prize pack is two. Okay. All right. Oh, no, I got to do it again real quick. Here we go.
Get it.
All right, Tito's prize wheel. Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports.
Ooh.
Blake loved this. Let me do this.
I'm a real nice guy.
Autographed bag of air from the studio. So we've got to do that again. Somebody won an autographed bag of air from the studio.
Love that.
Off the Tito's prize wheel.
We got smell good air in here now.
We do.
I mean,
we do. We got this cool filter thing. I don't know.
Upgrade.
It's pretty awesome. Ed Werder coming up next, and we'll interview Bill Engvall, comedian who's going to be at Pearl River Resort February 1st. Right after the show. That'll be on Spotify and YouTube and Apple Podcasts. See you in a minute.